video, we're going to learn how to use Markup. Markup is a feature of the iPad that lets us draw, write, add text and shape onto photos, screenshots, PDFs, and within apps such as Pages, Numbers, and Keynote. Let's look at how to access Markup from a photo that we've taken. We're going to open up the Photos app, and we're going to choose one of our photographs. Along the bottom, you'll see various icons, and we're looking for the 3-bar slider. This opens up edit mode within the photo, but what we're looking for is the pen icon in the top right-hand corner. This will open up the Markup toolbar. This will appear around your iPad screen, and what we can do is we can move it to a different location. So at the moment it's sitting at the bottom of my photo. Maybe I want it to the side, at the top, or the opposite side. This is helpful when working with different orientations of images, but also for personal preference. I quite like mine at the bottom of the screen. In the toolbar, you'll see we have a selection of pens, and if I swipe across, there are a few more that we can access. Next, you'll see our colour selections. We have some standard colours available, and if we tap onto the colour wheel, you'll see we have more that we can choose from, either from the grid view, spectrum, or using sliders. We also have an eyedropper that we can run across our image, and we can choose a specific colour. Next, there is a plus where we can start adding some other elements to our image, such as text or shape. And then there is a 3-dot menu where we can turn on some different options. To select a pen, just tap on, and then you can start drawing. If I tap the pen again, I can change the thickness of the line and the opacity. And if I tap on a different colour, you'll see that the pen colour has changed, and I can switch between these different colours of pen. You'll notice next to the pens is an undo and a redo button. I can use those to remove different parts of Markup, or I can use the rubber tool to rub out as well. If I press the plus, we can add in some text, and if I tap onto the capital A, I can choose how I want my text to appear. So I can change the colour of the font, I can change the size, and I can also change the font style as well. If I tap onto my text, the keyboard will appear on the screen, and I can start typing in maybe a title, or maybe it's adding text to label my picture. And I'm going to type the name of the dog that we've got here. You can see I can duplicate that, so if I've got the style ready, I don't have to go through those steps again. And I can just use those there. And you'll see I've also got those options to cut, copy, paste, and duplicate and delete as well. If I want to add a shape, I press the plus, add shape, and I choose from the selection that I have here. I can move this shape around, and I can use the blue dots to resize, and the green dot to change the roundedness of this particular shape. If it was another shape, it might change the number of sides or the points as well. You'll see it has its own little menu. You can tap on to change the colour, or decide if I don't want it to be filled at all. I can give it a border. I can add some text into it as well, and I can change the opacity of the shape. And like with the text, I can duplicate and delete, and I also have that 3-dot menu to cut, copy, paste, duplicate and delete as well. Once you've finished, using Markup for your photo, you can press Done, and that will save what you have done there. If I press Done again, it takes me back to this view of the image. From here, I can decide if I need to airdrop this to another iPad, or if I want to pop it into a different app, or just save a copy on my own iPad. Markup can also be used within some other Apple apps such as Notes, Freeform, Pages, Numbers and Keynote. Within Notes and Freeform, we look for the pen icon that we see within Photos. So let's open up Notes. And running along the top, you'll see various icons, and one of those is the Markup icon. And just like in Photos, you can see it opens up the Markup toolbar. And just like in Photos, I can move that around my iPad screen. And if I swipe across, you'll see I've got different pens that I can choose from. I can tap onto one of the pens and I can start using that. Let's open Freeform now. And you'll see we've got the Markup icon. And if we tap onto this, we get our Markup toolbar, the same as we had in Photos and Notes. And just like in Photos and Notes, I can tap onto a pen and I can start using that. In Pages, Numbers and Keynote, Markup appears differently. So let's open up Keynote to see. I'm going to start a new presentation. And you'll notice in the toolbar that runs along the top, we don't have the Markup pen icon. But what we do have is an image of photos. If we tap onto that, you'll see we get a menu. And if we scroll down, we get the option to add a drawing. This is how Markup appears across Pages, Numbers and Keynote. If I tap onto Drawing now, you'll see I get my Markup toolbar appears, and I have my different pen tools, and I can move it around the screen like I can within Photos, Notes and Freeform. We can tap onto a pen, we can change the thickness of the line, we have all of our different colours and our colour wheel, and we can start using Markup as an annotation tool maybe, or maybe to add a drawing into something that we're working on across those 3 different apps. Once you're finished, you press Done, and you'll see that that's been added in, and we have the option to move that around, and we can continue creating our Keynote or Pages document or our spreadsheet in Numbers. So that's how to access Markup across the different apps on the iPad such as Notes, Pages, Keynote, Numbers and Freeform. Have a look at the YouTube channel for further videos on how to use Markup across the curriculum and to enhance learning and teaching.